Welcome to Yarra Rangers Life TV's Midweek Wrap. Proudly brought to you by our sponsors Methven the Professionals Real Estate, with offices in Croydon, Lilydale, Mooroolbark and Mount Evelyn. If you're buying, selling or renting, be sure to get a professional. As well as MEPA, the Mount Evelyn Environment Protection and Progress Association, and our good friends at the Mount Dandenong Hotel. This week we share with you some of Reconciliation Week, which was last week, and of course the council had an event down at the Hillsville Memorial Hall, which we were there, and we share with you what reconciliation means to some of the speakers there. Also, we've got a great package on Mason Semmens. He's the Australian Junior Champ in Motocross. He's from the Yarra Valley and the Ranges from our own backyard, and he's trying to go international to the World Champs. Also, we're looking for the best Parma in the Yarra Valley and the Ranges, and the results are in. We asked you guys to let us know where you can find the best Parma in the Valley and the Ranges. You have spoken, and we announce our top 3 finalists. Also, we check out the state of the market out there from a real estate point of view, and we have a chat to one of the directors at the Professionals, Greg Earney. But now it's time for the latest news, sport and weather, presented by Loretta deVaus and Jim Brown.
Hi, I'm Loretta deVaus.
I'm Jim Brown.
Welcome to our 10th Midweek Wrap.
Here's what the local Yarra Rangers Mail news group have on their front pages. The Rangers Trader Mail reports the Emerald to Gembrook Trail is closer, with the Cardinia Shire committing $2.2 million to get this project underway. It's one of the big ticket items in the Shire's budget for 2017 and 2018. The extended trail will provide a missing link to the multi-purpose trails between Emerald and Cockatoo and the Emerald Lake Park walking trail. The Cardinia Shire Council acknowledges the Victorian State Government's Growing Suburbs Fund, which has enabled this and other projects to go ahead. The Mount Evelyn Mail pays tribute to 7-year-old Jamie Lasur from Montrose for his bravery during an emergency when his mother Susan had a seizure. Despite admitting he was pretty scared, young Jamie heard his mother fall, rushed into their home, stayed calm and called 000, and then cared for his mother and younger sister until the paramedics arrived. The emergency services operator who took the call nominated Jamie for the Junior 000 Hero Awards, which recognise children's bravery and clear thinking in emergencies. Similarly, the Mountain Views Mail reports the same award given to 13-year-old Lilia Corbett, whose quick thinking probably saved her 17-year-old sister Georgia, who suffered a potentially fatal anaphylactic attack. With her mother and older sister away at the time, Lilia administered George's EPI pen and then called the ambulance, and her behaviour impressed the operator, who nominated her for the Junior 000 Hero Award. The Ferntree Gully Mail's front page story is a major upgrade planned for the Ferntree Gully Village. Knox Council Mayor Darren Pearce says the hub will become a fantastic asset for the local community. Several existing shops on the site are worried about the development, but the council is assured their future, in the short term at least, is safe. The Upper Yarra Mail laments the state of what it describes as an iconic building at Warburton. The story claims the Serenity Centre, which has the potential to become a community asset, is now in ruins from vandalism and lack of maintenance. The centre was handed back to the Education Department just on 2 years ago, when the Management Committee could no longer maintain it. And since then, the building has deteriorated to the point it is an eyesore. The problem is the building and the land and the public road to it is split among 3 owners: the Education Department, the Roman Catholic Trust Corporation and the Yarra Rangers Council. All agree something should be done, and it will cost a lot of money, but no one has yet come up with a solution.
The Lilydale and Yarra Valley Leaders front page story this week tells us of a groundbreaking program that will see hundreds of hairdressers help fight domestic violence with early intervention training to help them talk to clients who might be experiencing violence or abuse. Ringwood-based Eastern Domestic Violence Service, deVaus, trialled the hair program last year, and the program will now begin across 7 eastern municipalities from July. deVaus Executive Director Jenny Jackson said the training helped hairdressers recognise signs of family violence and to respond appropriately. Ms Jackson said hairdressers would not be acting as counsellors, but instead would refer women in need to professionals. A fundraising campaign has been started for a 22-year-old Kilsyth woman who was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer last month. 10 years after her mother died of the same disease. Stephanie Murphy said she was heartbroken after her diagnosis and will start chemotherapy this month and then undergo a double mastectomy. Ms Murphy watched her mother fight a long fight against breast cancer, which spread to her lungs and eventually her brain. Ms Murphy cares for her father, who has kidney failure and needs daily dialysis. She said she is hopeful because the medicine she is taking has improved and there is hope for a full recovery. To read the full story and find out how you can donate to the fundraising campaign, see this week's Leader newspaper. Churnside Park resident Ian Harvey is calling for a dangerous stretch of road to be fixed and the speed limit lowered along Victoria Road between Switchback and Beresford Roads in Lilydale. Despite reports that the dogleg intersection would have traffic lights installed, work has not yet begun on the project. Mr Harvey says that an electronic sign to alert drivers if they are travelling too fast has not been working for 12 months. He says the intersection and stretch of road has poor visibility and the 70-kilometre speed limit is too high for the built-up area. Yarra Ranges Council Environment and Engineering Acting Director Robin Mansfield said traffic lights would be installed at the intersection by the end of the year. Hillsville Sanctuary will pull out all the stops in their Wine and Wildlife weekend. Visitors to the sanctuary will be able to partake in a wine tasting experience with 5 areas for people to indulge whilst meeting the sanctuary's special residents. Hillsville Sanctuary Director Ross Williamson said the event will showcase Yarra Valley wineries, craft breweries and hearty winter food. Proceeds of the event will go towards supporting Zoos Victoria's effort to fight extinction of 21 threatened species.
Hi, I'm Jim Brown.
I'm Loretta deVaus.
Thank you for watching our 10th midweek wrap and hope you'll keep watching some more. Now it's time for Sports Shorts.
Oh, best segment intro, love that. Of course, Sports Shorts this week, AFL Yarra Rangers leaders Megan Huswaite reports Rory Alex star midfielder, that's Geordie Williams, he's on the comeback trail after having broken his ankle in round 1 against Upwey Tacoma. 2 days after the incident, Geordie underwent surgery with surgeons inserting 7 screws and a plate in Williams' right foot 7 weeks ago. Today, his rehab is well advanced and hopefully Geordie will take the field in the next few weeks. In basketball, Megan reports Kilsyth Cobra's women's coach Sam Woosnam believes that her star import from Texas, Angela Beadle, should be snapped up by WNBL club. Last week, Beadle, the 190cm tall centre forward, shot 27 points and 6 rebounds in the Cobras' win against Sydney Uni. That was 79-67. And on Sunday, Beadle followed through with 16 points and 12 rebounds to win against Bendigo, with a score there of 76-66. According to coach Sam Woosnam, 23-year-old Beadle has what it takes to play at the next level. Well done, Angela. Hey, that's the Sports Shorts for this week. More Sports Shorts next week.
Sports Shorts. And this week, the weather's presented by
Maryland Primary School! On Thursday in Yarra Glen, it's going to be on top of 14 degrees. On Friday in Yarra Glen, it's going to be a top of 14 degrees. On Saturday in Yarra Glen, it's going to be a top of 14 degrees. On Sunday in Yarra Glen, it's going to be a top of 14 degrees. And that was the weather presented by Mount Evelyn Primary School. Yay!
Hi, my name is Angie O'Hare and I'm the principal of Mount Evelyn Primary School. This is truly a wonderful school with a real sense of community. We have a current enrolment of just over 450 students spread across 21 classes. We aim to keep our classes small to ensure that strong relationships and a sense of trust is developed between the teacher and the students. This also enables the learning to be targeted to cater for our students' needs. Our school values are respect, responsibility, care safety and integrity. And these underpin everything that we do. They form a common language and a set of expectations in our school community. Our school is situated close to the Warburton Trail and the Aqueduct Trail in a lovely bushy setting. We use the local environment to support our focus on science and sustainability and to encourage our students to become creative and curious learners. I would love the opportunity to show you around our fabulous school.
Well, if you're keeping an eye on the local real estate market, there's always lots going on. And for the latest, here's the Professional's Greg Earney to give us this week's market report.
Thanks, Pat. Great to be with you today on Yarra Ranges Live TV. And gee, the real estate market, it continues to stay active out there. And what's really interesting with the market at the moment, Pat, is the first home buyers have probably eased back a little bit in terms of their buying, and I think that's largely because of the first homeowners grant and savings relating to stamp duty will be taking effect from the 1st of July. And I think there's a lot of buyers out there at the moment that are choosing to wait to make their purchase till the 1st of July. What's interesting around that when you look at it is I believe also there's a number of property sellers. I know certainly our organisation's got a number of sellers and properties that are ready to come on that are ideal for first home buyers that will be coming on towards the end of June and that start of July period. So it'll be a real interesting time in the market come July, just how the market goes and where things happen. Just to give you a bit of an idea, for the month of May we sold for the entire month as an organisation 65 properties. And what's interesting is our days on market was 33 days on the market. Now that's from the time the owner engages to put the property on the market. So if you sort of allow anywhere from a week to 10 days, maybe 15 days to prepare and get the property for sale and ready to go, the things are still active and buyers are certainly still out there. And as I mentioned, stock levels are down a little bit. Largely always happens this time of year with winter and May and just things looking a little bit dark and dreary. But what that's doing is further, I think it's helping maintain price levels, demand and still keeping that buyer activity and the energy from the buyers out there to try and snap up the right property. So things are still going well. Will be interesting as the months proceed, just the way things head. But Pat, I hope that gives you an idea of what's happening in the market for the Yarra Ranges.
Last week was Indigenous Reconciliation Week across the country, and the Yarra Ranges Council held a special ceremony and event at the Hillsville Memorial Hall, which we attended. And we thought we would ask some of the speakers there what reconciliation meant to them.
It's an opportunity to close the gap and for Aboriginal people to be recognised as true Australians.
Understanding the history of us blackfellas, and not just our history but our mental state, our physical, emotional state.
Reconciliation for me as a counsellor is the ability to be able to change the lives of Indigenous people and give them the things that they have had to battle without for so long.
Well, it's one day in Australia that white Australia can actually recognise that we have a black history. It's sad that it's only one day because we should be living that every day.
So reconciliation for me means the opportunity for First Peoples to be properly acknowledged as the traditional owners of this land, and for all other Australians then to find in their hearts and in their minds ways of celebrating that every single day.
Reconciliation means to me, it's a recognition of my father, who's no longer with us. It's recognition of my children, that my children can grow up and be proud of being who they are.
And reconciliation, stories that we heard today were around dignity and strong connection to country and culture and understanding who you are and where your family come from, respect and relationships. And I think all of the people we heard from, that was very much at the heart of what they spoke about in terms of healing the spirits.
Well, here at Yarra Rangers Life TV, we love a good Parma, and we put the call out to Facebook and we asked you guys out there, where's the best Parma in the Yarra Valley and the Ranges? And my word, you guys responded. Over 13,000 people saw the post, and you flooded us with all your suggestions and recommendations where to find the best Parma. So, based on your feedback, we are going to do a Parma tour of the Yarra Valley and the Ranges. Tonight we're announcing the top 3 finalists in our Parma tour, and the Parmas are actually going to be judged by 3 special judges. There's going to be our production assistant Mitch Hatten, who's got an extensive background in hospitality plus a palate for Parmas. We've also got a mystery judge who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight due to filming commitments, and that's Pat Preston. Yes, Pat Preston will be joining us as well. And also, I'm proud to announce, if you've never met him or sampled his food, a fantastic local chef, Alex Tsao. Now, we're joined by Alex today. Alex, mate, great to see you and great to have you on board. Now, Alex Tsao, he's the head chef and the owner of the Yarra Valley Smokery. He's a humble soul. Alex is Australia's best Mongolian chef, has been for the last couple of decades, and a bit of a break, I suppose semi-retirement, you decided you couldn't stay out of the kitchen, and you've brought your culinary skills here to the Yarra Valley and to Lilydale, the Yarra Valley Smokery.
Well, after I sold Kublai to have a little bit of a rest, I really realized how much I really miss my customers, and the only way I could get back to my customers was to open another business, and I couldn't open another Mongolian barbecue, of course, so I decided to do something different, so we decided to do the smokery.
Tonight, we're talking Parmas. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I love a bit of Parma myself.
We love a Parma, and Alex is going to announce our very first 3 finalists. Well, they're the only 3 finalists that we've got here on Yarra Rangers Live TV in our big Parma Challenge and Parma Tour of the Valley and the Ranges. Alex, if you'd be so kind, do the honours. And now these are in no particular order, so these are just random order. Our 3 finalists, Alex, if you'd be so kind.
Yep, the finalists are the Alpine Hotel Warburton, the Old Bullock and Dre, Hillsville, and Bongosco in Lilydale.
Fantastic. So now that is as per voted by our viewers and the guys, you guys out there on Facebook, you voted for these guys. So look, great selection, great choice. Now be sure to tune in on next week's midweek wrap, where we bring you the first 2 tastings and samples. We're going to bring a lovely Parma selection from the Alpine Hotel in Warburton, and we're also going to visit the Bullock and Dre, that's in Hillsville. And look, I'm getting hungry. You're getting hungry too.
I'm getting hungry too.
Fantastic. Now, just on a side note, if you recognise Alex, he was on Australia's Biggest Loser, and we're all winners here in the Yarra Valley and the Ranges, of course. Mate, you're looking great, and I'm looking forward to having you on board and sharing your culinary knowledge as we sample and taste these fantastic Parmas here in our own backyard in the Valley and the Ranges. So join us next week for our first tasting.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Up next, we've got a great package put together by Jim Brown on Mason Semmens. He's the Australian Junior Motocross champion from our very own backyard, and Mason's raising funds to get to the World Champs over in Estonia this year. And here's Jim with a great little story.
Meet Mason Semmens, Australian junior champion motocross rider. Would you believe at just 15, he's already a veteran?
4 years old I got my first bike, and I started racing when I was 5, so pretty young.
Having a youngster in this sport means it really is a commitment from the whole family.
It's always liked dirt bikes. I thought it'd be a good way to go, good sport. I suppose the competitive side of it's a good thing. We joined the MCRCV, which is just like an enduro club. Then Mason come through and started seeing what his brother was doing. He wanted to ride as well.
Dad's always in the shed and I'm always on the computer and worrying about what race entry I've got to do next. And Has he got everything ready to go for the next round, and where are they off to? And yeah, you definitely, every day there's something to do that involves motorbikes.
I want to be where I am today without mum and dad, and just everyone else associated with the team, and like mum and dad do everything for me. Dad pays for everything, takes me to all the races, works on my bike with me, and mum cooks me the food and does all my washing and makes sure I'm ready for the races. And it's definitely a family sport, and like you say, it's individual when you're on your bike, but at the end of the day it's a family sport, and if you haven't got them you wouldn't be able to do it. So
no wonder young people are drawn to this sport. It certainly is spectacular, but it's also, at the same time, dangerous.
I suppose it's just something that comes with it. I mean, anything they do, they do run that risk. It probably is a bit higher in the motorsport, but it's what he does, it's what he loves, and we just have to live with it, and fingers crossed that it's never too serious.
Well, pretty much burnt a hole in my leg from my back tyre a few years ago, and they put me in hospital for a few weeks, and then I'd done a bit of damage to my back, but other than that I've been pretty lucky actually, so touch wood, it's going to stay that way. No, it's good. You got 39 other riders plus yourself on the start gate coming into the one corner. That's 10-15 metres wide. It's pretty crazy, yeah.
Mason is sponsored in part by KTM, the Austrian brand recognised as a world leader in motocross and adventure motorcycles. Mason rides in the 125cc class, and so far he has done KTM proud.
I'm currently a two-time Australian champion. I won 2 Australian titles last year, and I'm currently winning the Victorian titles this year, and was leading the Australian titles, but I had a bit of a bad day yesterday racing, which put me back to 4th, but you get that. So yeah, I'm currently like Australian champion, and yeah.
The biggest adventure for the Semmens family so far is for Mason to represent Australia in the 2017 Junior World Championships in Estonia. Mason and his family realise it's a huge commitment.
To go and represent Australia and be a part of that team is you do it. You don't knock it back and go, oh no, that's going to be too much.
It's pretty cool to go out, be able to go represent Australia, and it'll be good. It'll be a good opportunity, good experience, and I'm looking forward to it.
So Mason juggles his time between school studies, honing his motorcycle riding skills, and keeping fit for this physically demanding sport.
I go train after school, go to boxing twice a week, ride after school. Fitness, yeah, training, you've got to have a lot of bike fitness, and also just other fitness in general to race motorbikes. Is a very demanding sport, and yeah, so it does take up a lot of my life, but it's just what we do.
He's worked hard for it, so yeah, for everything to start finally paying off for him, we are definitely proud of him, yeah. I hope he does find something else to do with it that will keep him happy for the rest of his life with it.
Hopefully I go well, yeah. It's a tough class, and it'd be good to get inside the top 10 to start off with, and then try to work my way up, but see how we go. Yeah, I love it. Love it. Wouldn't have any other way.
Oh, great tea, Alex, here at the Yarra Valley Smokery. I love it. And that brings to a close this week's midweek wrap. It's number 10. Yes, this is the 10th week we've been doing it, so be sure to scroll back through our playlist, have a look on our YouTube channel and see the previous episodes. So be sure to tune in next week as we sample and taste some of the valley's finest Palmers. We're starting at the Alpine Hotel. We're going to go to the old Bullock & Dray as well. Thanks for everyone who's been involved in this week's midweek wrap, of course. Loretta deVaus presenting the news for us, and Jim Brown as well. Mason Semmens, great story there. He's the Australian motocross, the junior motocross champion, won 2 titles last year. As well as Mitch Hatten, of course, behind the camera there, production assistant extraordinaire. And of course, I have to thank Alex Tao from the Yarra Valley Smokery for coming on board and being one of our special judges. And
always a pleasure.
Mate, I wonder who this Pat Preston bloke is. This Pat Preston.
Yeah. It's got me Perplexed.
Puzzled?
Yes,
Yeah.
very, very puzzled.
Fantastic.
Looking forward to meeting him.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Also, big thanks to our sponsors, of course, Greg, Earney, and all the professional crew out there at Methans for the Professionals. If you're buying, selling, or renting, be sure to get a professional, MEPA, and of course our good friends at the Mount Dandenong Hotel. Thanks for watching the Midweek Wrap, guys. That's it for this week. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.